Ben. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Malaysia International Dive Expo, Dive Exhibition for 2021. Okay, I think we've been on MCO for 2 years, right? So MIDE also has not been organized for 2 years. So ladies and gentlemen, if no one has mentioned this yet, but we would like to thank everyone who has been with the diving industry in spite of the MCO and still in the diving industry. So ladies and gentlemen, please give yourself a big round of applause. All right, thank you for still being around after 2 years of MCO, and let's pray that the diving industry will keep on striving and we come back stronger. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the 5th installation of the TEH TARIK session with MSDA. MSDA, if you are not familiar with the name MSDA, it is the Malaysia Scuba Diving Association. And ladies and gentlemen, with the 5th installation of this TEH TARIK session, we have brought the leaders of MSDA today with us on stage. Please welcome our President, Miss Jenny Lee. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Jenny. All right, and representing MSDA Sabah chapter, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Encik Aminur Azmi. And every single time that we have our TEH TARIK session, we will try to get someone with authority or someone with a lot of passion about scuba diving. And this time around, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Senior Deputy Director, Package Development Division, Tourism Malaysia Promotional Board, Encik Ahmad Johanif Mohd, our special guest for our TEH TARIK session today. All right, thank you. Can I have a seat? All right, Johanif, Jenny, and Amin. I started out by thanking and congratulating our industry players who has stuck with the industry, continued to believe in the industry, to continue to believe in scuba diving as an industry, and how most of us would say here in Malaysia, continue to cari makan with scuba diving. And those are the people that I personally feel that we have to congratulate and say thank you for being in the industry and still staying in the industry despite what happened to the world, despite the pandemic, right? So we are also very happy to have the MSDA representatives, the president and an EXCO member. I myself is an EXCO member, and of course our special guest, Encik Johanif, who represents is more recognized as TM or Tourism Malaysia, isn't it?
Yeah. Tourism Malaysia. Yeah.
Tourism Malaysia, yeah. Okay, all right. So we don't have that much time. So I think we have to go straight to the matters that we want to discuss today. So Jenny, if you're prepared, maybe you can say a few words before you throw the first question to Cik Johanif. It's not very easy. It's not very easy to get Cik Johanif to be on stage with us today.
He is the most busiest man now with the industry opening, with everything kickstarting. So we're really lucky this time to have Cik Jo as our guest in TEH TARIK session. The previous TEH TARIK sessions, we have no choice but do it online, on Zoom, over Facebook Live. We have introduced legends, we have introduced industry players, and now we are getting straight to the industry leader, the tourism Malaysia. Now, like Aman, you said, we are glad that everyone here, everyone attending the show is still around. After the pandemic, after 2 years, we have to give ourselves applause. We have to give ourselves big claps, big pat on the shoulder. Let's keep the momentum moving. Let's keep the industry moving. We have to start looking within ourselves. Buy local, travel local, Malaysians buying from Malaysians, at least for the next 6 months. Yeah. Okay, I pass over back to you, Arman.
Yeah, thank you, Jenny, for the opening words. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've actually prepared a few questions that would really interest us in the industry, especially the industry players. And Cik Johanif, maybe a few words from Tourism Malaysia before we start throwing you questions.
Okay, thank you, Mr. MC. Yeah?
Moderator.
Moderator.
Ah.
Just now you became MC, now became moderator. Okay, Jenny and our
Amin.
Mr. Amin representing for the Sabah.
Yeah.
I think on behalf of Tourism Malaysia, I think we can say congratulations to the MSDA on organizing this event. Although like last year for the dive been held. When I enter just now, yeah, quite surprised. There is a lot of people actually. And then looking at the package tour and then some of the dive equipment. I think that one is a good sign for our industry, especially on the tourism. And then of course, if you look at this dive or self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. Or
Good
scuba.
homework you have done there.
Or scuba is one of our main, what we call it, activity or product that we are looking at in getting more tourists to come to Malaysia. And then for your information, on my side, our division, we call it package development. Actually, we are looking at all those niche market, on the niche market that can attract people for domestic and of course international as well to come to Malaysia as a tourist. Part of the things like myself, I'm heading for the sport, marine and motoring unit, where we give focus on the sport that can get people coming in, especially on the golf, yeah, for the golfing. And then for the marine, you are giving focus on the scuba diving, what we call it, and then cruise shipping, yachting, and then angling is one of the things that we would like to focus, because this can giving a pulling factor to the tourists out there to come to Malaysia. And then last but not least, on our unit concentration is on the motoring. Motoring, we're talking about everything with the engine, especially 2 wheels or 4 wheels. So that means you are looking at like previously we have the Formula 1 program, but now no more. And then we have MotoGP for the race. And then of course on the other aspect that we are looking at to encourage the local bikers, especially local bikers, to go around traveling within Malaysia by using their own motorbike. So that is the focus for Tourism Malaysia on our what we call it a sport and intelligence unit. Yeah.
Thank you, Cik Jo, for explaining your division. Now, I am sure when we talk about Tourism Malaysia, there's always a word travel.
Yeah.
What can I ask? What are the benefits that travel agents, member of MSDAs, will be getting from your department or from the ministry? What are the benefits that travel agents will be able to enjoy when they're registered with the ministry?
Okay, if you look at this, of course, all countries, they have their own law, actually. You have to look on that matter. And then, you know, when the government put up any law, it's meant for the benefit of the, not only for the operator, as well for the consumer as well. So because if anything happens, so we know these are the people who are handling this group. That is the main purpose why our government, through MOTEC, we would like everyone to be registered with us, yeah? Because when we involve with the international tourists, yeah, and then of course currently if you look at the things happen, we call it viral marketing, yeah. If on the positive side is okay, but when it comes to the negative side, it will damage our industry. And then of course, if you look at the current pandemic, what happened now, I think everything are closed down, and then all country close their border. In fact, whatever happened in this world, anything, even war or anything, the first will be affected is tourism, and then it the last to be recovered. That's for sure. But currently, if you look at the COVID issue, it's more complicated because we are going to war without
Without knowing the enemy.
we cannot see our enemy.
Yeah.
That is
Agreed.
the most, I can say that the most disaster. Yeah.
Agreed.
That is what's happened now. Yeah.
What is what I mean is, what are the benefits that the ministry had given out to the travel agents, such as pembantuan or
Okay, I think like the government had been announced, yeah, macam the bantuan before this the penjana and whatnot. I think the government have announced. I think in terms of the the listing, I think in the website, I did not what we call it memorize all this on the bantuan. But then that's why the purpose when you register with MOTEC, so this anything happen like currently what happened when the industry closed down. So at least the government can give support to the tour operator. That is the most important. And then secondly, yeah, previously if you look at when the COVID entered Malaysia, for those who are not registered, you cannot claim said you are losing business because there is no record on that. Same goes happen to the the hotel, small hotel. They don't have proper record.
no data.
No data, so they cannot claim. They said they cannot prove. Said they are losing their income. So that's why, of course, when you registered with the government agencies, there is a lot of benefit on that, the data, and then who knows who are running the business and whatnot.
I read that the government had paid up 3,000 during the first bantuan, and then the second bantuan another 3,000 again for travel agency to kickstart. Yeah, so we actually from the diving industry, travel agents, we are very glad that the government is helping, and of course also the package rangsangan economy that tourism had helped. The agents is also a very good initiative. Maybe Cik Jo can explain a little bit on the package rangsangan.
Okay, on the package rangsangan economy, or we call it PRE, actually the initiative from the government to help the industry. And then of course from that, because if you look at the industry, there is a lot of what we call it cluster, or like scuba diving, we put under the niche. Yeah, when you said about niche, we call it is made a special interest. When special interest, so that means all those operator, you must know what you are offering. Yeah, so that means when we put up the PRE, so that means when the government giving certain budget, yeah, so we push on all the agent, only who are registered with MOTEC can claim that one. So that are one, what you call it, the benefit of you when you registered with MOTEC.
I would like.
Yeah, okay. All right. I mean, give me a few seconds. All right. We are glad to hear that scuba diving is a niche market product for tourism Malaysia. We are glad to hear that. So not everyone knows that there, right? So we should be proud of ourselves to be in a niche category in tourism. And maybe, I mean, before you throw your question, maybe you can give us an update on, because since you are like the Sabah chapter of MSDA, give us an update on how our friends are keeping up over there in Sabah. Before, and we give Cik Johanif a few seconds to drink his teh tarik, because this is a teh tarik session. We cannot have a teh tarik session without teh tarik and him drinking the teh tarik. So maybe, I mean, an update on our friends there in Sabah before you can throw him a question, please.
Okay. Hello, testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3.
Can we bring up his mic, please?
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Saya cakap bahasa Melayu boleh?
Boleh, Min. Cakap Sabah pun boleh, Min.
Okay, begini. Alhamdulillah, dah sebulan kita orang boleh start balik bisnes. Reality, ramai yang gulung tikar, tak ada startup capital, ramai yang start balik slowly. Even a big company also have problem, tak ada duit nak repair compressor, tak ada duit nak renew the dive pro, tak ada duit nak renew the boat insurance and whatnot. But life must goes on. Whatever that we can do now, we have to do. In terms of customers, demography now, for day trip, we depends dekat local market jugalah. But now they're having the price war. They really buang harga sampai below. I cannot complain on that because everybody want to survive. But as one of the player in the industry, this is not good. The good thing is people's coming from Semenanjung, from around Sabah, but by throwing out the price means that you have no money to hire proper account, you will have no money to plan your business direction, blah 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 and whatnot. Okay, so second, scuba diving in Sabah, for now, they depends, honestly, market from Semenanjung. We would love if the government can slow talk with the airlines company. Tiket macam pergi Los Angeles dah rasa harga. We cannot talk to AirAsia, we cannot talk to MAS. The government only can talk. Let's say I nak pergi next week. You know the price return? 1,700. Tawau, KL. Not even have pilihan raya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pilihan raya is in Sarawak, not in Sabah, you know?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not even have pilihan raya. So the only things can talk to them, this corporate company, is orang macam Cik Johanif from Tourism Malaysia, because they are promoting the destination. You promote, but people want to come, problem on the logistic. Sorry, saya bercakap daripada kaum B. Saya one of the players that having this kind of problems. Second, once you talk about not registered with MOTEC, I think we need to clear on the definition. We want to register to MOTEC. MOTEC don't want to receive to accept our registration.
Application.
If you talk about registration, I can give we have 200 company in Semporna. We want to register to MOTEC. But what happened? There's a lot of long list we want to register je lah. And then if you talk about having MOTEC license, so registered with MOTEC and having MOTEC license, for you is the same definition. For us is two definition. You know or not? But we are the small one yang run the business. We are the small industry yang cari gaji sendiri buat sales. Because we are not registered to MOTEC, even though we want to register to MOTEC, but MOTEC don't want to accept our registration because we don't have the 200,000 capital, paid up capital. They cannot. The Akta Pelancongan 1992 still ada banyak halangan kat situ. We want to register, but like I said, we are the small players. We still need to do the business, cari gaji, bayar staff apa semua. I know by law is illegal, but what to do? We want to register. You don't want to
accept the application.
That's the application.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
That
right.
is my. I know this is not your position to comment on that. I do understand. But I would love, as Tourism Malaysia, I would love to know what. I don't want to talk about what past. I want to talk about the future. 2022 is coming in. As a Sabah members region, Sabah chapter. I would love to know if Cik Johanif personally, on behalf of Tourism Malaysia, what's your plan on this very niche market, scuba diving? We know very niche. What we know, scuba divers is a big spender. Yep. Yeah. I would love to hear if Tourism Malaysia ada plan untuk push Sabah punya market to local from Semenanjung. Thank you.
Thank you, Amin. Sini Cik Johanif.
Okay, firstly, I would like to touch in terms of the licensing. I think like this one has been issued for the past, 3-4 years actually back. Actually, I got the opportunity to talk to the new SUB, yeah, when we were in Langkawi, yeah. Then I told him, said, you have to understand, like us, Tourism Malaysia, we are the agency under the ministry. Previously, we're talking about back in 1990s, yeah, the licensing is still with us. Previously, we call it Tourist Development Corporation, yeah, TDC. During that time, when I joined Tourism Malaysia or TDC during that time is 1990, I've been assigned at the enforcement division. I'm the one who evaluate all those applications. Yep, doing all the evaluation and everything and giving the recommendation to the director to give approval. I'm on the processing thing lah. That's why if you look at before, back in 1990s, 80s, 90s, for the inbound, the Perak capital is only about 25,000. That time, during that time. And then when the times goes fast, so that means they have increased in terms of, because of the things they put, scuba is under the inbound license. Yeah, inbound license. Yep. In fact, in terms of the capital, actually, if you look at the setup of the company, you can declare your asset is part of the Perak capital. No need for you to come out with the cash, 25,000, 200,000. If you have the property, you can declare, say, okay, this belongs to the company, and then the value, sometimes it's more than that.
Your
That is
asset,
one.
the assets like boat, compressor,
Yeah, boat,
tank.
compressor, everything.
Capitalize.
Capital.
Yeah. That's why.
Actually, to me, if I may add, the best is to get a company secretary to help in doing the capital.
Yeah.
Yeah, capitalizing your assets is one way to raise your paid up capital. Yeah.
Because your boat, your engine, your compressor, your tank, your equipment, everything can be used as your capital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
it's
that
got-
would be the pay up capital.
Perak, they became Perak capital. And then, of course, during the discussion also, I've told to this, Mr. Roslan, I said, please make it easy a little bit. Because I told him, you cannot compare the dive operator and the general travel agent. Because the general travel agent, they're doing everything. They sell everything under the sky.
Yes, exactly.
But this scuba dive operator only focus on scuba diving. So you have to differentiate on that. So he accept on mine. Then I believe there is some discussion among these on that lah. So hopefully that I would like to see everybody have got their license and then put it on your office kan. Make it easy lah usually, and to easy to make sure that everybody can register. In terms of the government, we don't have any benefit in terms of money. No, we just want to regulate and everything, just to make sure is everybody is follow the order. Because actually, I give you example. There is tourists coming in, and then the tourists die, and then we look at it. They start claiming, they come to Malaysia and then they buy the package on this, and then end up the news overseas said this is illegal operator. Then we gone. So on our side, our office overseas, our embassy overseas, of course, they have a hard time, and then they have to answer that. That's why we need to regulate and everything. Of course, at the same time, I told to the ministry, don't so much give a lot of term and condition that they cannot fulfill. It's no use. Yeah. So that's why maybe I think it's the process, and then there is a discussion on this. And then I think at the meantime, of course, because still on the gray area, of course the dive operator still can carry on, because previously also the enforcement doesn't go and stop you on doing business currently. Yeah.
Discussing about the licensing, we are also inviting bahagian pelesenan representative to come over for a talk later on the stage. So for more questions, it's better to leave it to the ministry. Cik Jo is an agency helping us to promote scuba diving.
Yeah, I want to hear about Cik Jo punya
Yeah.
departments about Sabah lah, how they plan 2022 for scuba diving. If you have plan, can share with us. I can share with the members.
Yes, what's the plan for Tourism Malaysia for 2022?
But I mean,
Okay,
sorry, Cik Jo. Before that, the more interesting and important question to me just now, just like sawi, just like broccoli, and just like whatever sayur that we are buying now, why is the ticket like that? Can you help us or not, Cik Jo?
The
Can you help us or not?
ticket is keep rising
Ah.
like sawi, like telur ayam, you know, price ticket.
Okay, on the price ticket, I think became an issue already. I think our minister also is looking at it. And then, of course, if you look at the current situation, then only about 2 airlines.
Yeah.
One is Malaysia Airline, one is Asia. Asia is private, and then Malaysia Airlines, some sort like GLC. That's why it's good thing on Malaysia Airlines because it still belongs to the government. So that's why government can control on it. And then if you look at the operation of Malaysia Airline or the government, full government giving a lot of subsidies.
To the Malaysia Airlines.
Traveling within the Borneo Island. Could you imagine fly from, let's say, from Kuching to Bacalalan? You only pay 160 ringgit.
Yeah.
Flying. That one is under the government punya subsidy because of the integration between Malaysian people lah. For the because of course the government cannot afford, not to say afford, cannot afford, but it's no use for government to build a road from Bacalalan to the main what we call it CD. Let's say about 70 or 80 kilometers, which will cost the government maybe about 1 billion. And the usage is only for 200 people.
Yeah.
So that's why on the government side, that's why the government have to give subsidies on this. That the policy, I think, is the open policy. I think the politician and then the government agency also have explained on that. So in terms of this one, for the integration, of course, between Semenanjung, Sabah and Sarawak, of course, the government is looking at it. And then, of course, under the Ministry of Transport, I think the Minister of Transport have what we call it bersuara lah on this and telling, said, hey, they have raised the concern about this flight. And then I saw some of the netizens said, hey, Kuala Lumpur Kuching or Kuala Lumpur KK, the price is as high to go to London. Yeah. So of course the government is very concerned about that. Maybe please, give some time for the Ministry of Transport to look.
They are doing something right now.
Of course, they are doing something, of course.
Like I said, we promote Sabah. Honestly, we need customers from Semenanjung, from KL. But we cannot go because the price even higher than the dive package.
Yeah. In terms of our side,
That's the reality issue.
in terms of within Malaysia, Tourism Malaysia and Malaysia Airline, we have a committee actually on the promoting. In fact, I was there last 2 weeks. We sit down and discussing about the marketing and whatnot. And then part of the issue that we raised is about the fare. Yeah, of course, the message has been sent to Malaysia Airline, especially on the Asia ni, because they are private. On our side, of course, we have the good relationship with all the airline. Said, if look, we are promoting and then you are putting the high price, it's not good actually. You can otherwise it's no point on us on promoting to get people to go to Sabah to Sarawak, and Sarawak comes to Semenanjung. It's beat the purpose on us to move the domestic tourists. Yeah.
Thank you lah sebab bercakap dengan orang. But like I said, keep talking to them.
Of
keep
course,
talking to them. That is the strategy for us now. We depend from local market, local customers.
I think
from
we
KL.
have to move fast because now is the diving season for Sabah.
Sabah, yeah. Yeah, but thank you, Cik Jo, for giving us some hope. Because, again, I just maybe suggest one thing. By market force, maybe we can even get AirAsia to also extend the thing, because if Malaysia Airlines in conjunction or in collaboration with tourism can try to bring down the price of airfare to Tawau or KK, and everybody fly MAS, AirAsia at the end of the
we have
day.
plan number one is to do on the tactical campaign. Tactical campaign, we are looking on the quarterly basis. So that means we plan, if possible by February, we can start the first tactical campaign to push the people to buy the package. Of course, this one is the MSDA and everyone have to give collaboration. And then during that time, yeah, we can talk to the airline. Say, airline be part of our partners, and this is what we want to do to push, and this is time negotiation. So that's why on the issues for the extra baggage and everything, the price. Normally when we talk about tactical campaign, the definition for us is number one is price. Secondly is the traveling period. Thirdly is buying period. You must have that three element. You're selling the package at the certain time. Let's say limited time. Let's say within 1 month, you must make booking. You have to purchase the package only during this period, and then the traveling between maybe on that particular day until let's say June or July. That's what we call it tactical campaign, because we want to have a cutoff, so much easy for us to measure how effective is our program. That is one. And then secondly, to reach the consumer. If you look currently what's happened, everybody goes through online. Yeah. If you look at the millennial data, 68% purchase their traveling through their phone. 68%. And then more than 60% also, when they wanted to look at the information, they also go through internet and looking at their phone as well. Everything is online now. Yeah. So it's very important, yeah, for the operator. You have to be online. You must be online, otherwise on us we cannot help. It's good for everyone to be online, and then especially if you in a one platform.
You mean
And then-
be online to what your definition
Okay.
is be online?
Online, that is one. You have to know the definition. Online means people go to look at your what you offer online on the Facebook and whatnot.
Okay.
And then when they want to purchase, they also just click, they can book, and then they can pay online.
Okay.
You have to go through all those process.
Okay. That's the definitions of being in online lah.
Yes,
as
for
an
us.
operator. Okay, cool.
Okay, one thing. If you look at the strategy, strategy when you sell online, number one, you have to capture people to do the booking and pay.
Yes. Agree.
If you look at previously, macam AirAsia punya tactic, they put there RM25. People when we say, "Oi, RM25," and then we just put there, and then just click book, pay, without checking whether the date they can travel or not. Because it's cheap. RM25, RM30 paid. And then they say, I cannot go. Never mind lah, RM30. There's one people said. You just imagine 1 million people doing the same thing. 25 million already. So in terms of this package tour, because of the COVID now, when you tour operator or dive operator, when you sell, you have to look at their behavior now. Yep. Number one, when you do sales, currently situation, you have to be more flexibility. Yeah, because of this, because sometimes they cannot travel not because of they don't want to travel. Yep. Sometimes suddenly they got COVID and then MCO. So all operator, you have to be flexible on that.
Yes.
Yep, that is one. Yes. And then number two, of course, to secure that one, you have to be online and make them pay first. I think if you look at the scuba profile, scuba tourist profile, majority, if you look at the US market, their income is between 100 to 150,000 per year. Per annum, their income. And then, of course, I think you are among the scuba diver. You have to know the segmentation that you have to look into. Whether they are beginners diver, whether they are intermediate, or they are expert divers, advanced divers. And then there is a cluster on it. If you look at the cluster, if you look at some of the article that mentioned about the cluster on that. So on your side as a dive operator, you have to know your client, your segment. Which segment do you want to focus on? And then if you look at dive operator, when you said about niche market, and then in terms of capacity, on the capacity, you have to look into two areas. Number one, you as a dive operator, you have the capacity, how many you can handle per day. That's one. Secondly, the dive site. How many the dive site can take? So that means dive operator, you have to look on that. Yep. And then recently I was in Tioman. Based on the record, there are about 30 dive operator in Tioman. Yep. And then of course, because of the COVID and whatnot, some of them are not in business. Yeah. And then maybe they stop temporarily, and some of them are permanently closed. Yeah, because of this COVID is unprecedented event, of course. Then actually we don't know, not only us, other countries also the same. We don't know what to do. So that means the trial and error became the most popular action for everyone.
Yes.
Try this, cannot, we make adjustment. Try this. That is what happened now. So same goes there. So that means like for the dive operator, when we wanted to promote, you have to make sure your service, your equipment are in good condition. I would like to share with you I just share with you in terms of the ranking of importance of destination, competitiveness factors across diving experience level group. When we talk about low experience mean dia orang baru ada open diver punya certificate lah. Open water, the first level. In terms of these 2, 4, 6, 8 out of 10, they said when they choose the competitiveness factors across diving experience, number one, they go on the diving experience. Same goes to the medium experience. Also, they're giving the diving, they put their diving operation. So that means it goes to you, to dive operator. And then when it goes to the high experience diver, they also, first factor, they say diving operation. So that means when you as a dive operator, if you want to focus on the high experience and medium experience, you have to make sure your diving operation are in a good condition or what we call it, well managed. And then in terms of the low experience ni, kata orang yang baru nak berjinak-jinak, dia tak kisahlah, dia nak diving. Whatever ni, dia tak kisahlah. Whoever you, as long they got equipment, dia boleh terjun dalam, they're happy. That is number one. Number two, if you wanted to focus on low experience, secondly, they would like to see on the diving training. So I mean, as an instructor, as the handling the divers, you must know that these are all what we call it low experience, beginners. For me, I don't know how do you make it. Either you mix the beginner and the experience or not. I'm not sure on that, how you operate. But then if you look at the low experience, kalau low experience ni for me lah, kita jangan campur dengan high experience. Contoh, kalau you main golf, your handicap is 2, you tak nak main dengan orang handicap 24. Same thing. If you are good in playing badminton, you wakil daerah, you don't want to play with the beginner. Dok pening kepala ya. So that's other sensitive thing. You as a dive operator have to look
Tapi Cik Jo, sorry. Analisa ataupun this survey is done by whom?
Okay, I look at some of the journal. Dia banyak journal I'm referring to. Actually, these are all journals by the scholar. Macam contoh, one of the journal yang I look at, contoh, this topic is mass tourism underwater segment. Underwater segmentation approach to motivation of scuba diving holiday tourists. This one wrote by
University?
this is a scholar, the academician who makes studies. And then contohnya yang ni, the influence of scuba diving experience on diverse perception and its implication for managing diving destination. This is by Serena Lucevi, Martina Milanes. Dia based dekat Italy.
Tapi Cik Jo, we can attest, kita boleh perakui what the findings of your survey.
Correct.
Because the majority of us here, the divers here, we live on this motto.
Service.
Makan, tidur, dive.
Yeah.
Eat, sleep, dive. We don't care. As long as we can eat, sleep, dive.
Yeah.
So I think everyone here, the majority of us here can attest. Kita boleh perakui survey itu. Kita boleh perakui survey yang itu. Jadi tak ada yang salah pun survey itu. Memang betul lah, tepat sekali.
Yeah. So that's why as a operator ni, you must study your client behavior. You must know your client needs. Yeah. Jadi satu lagi yang I nak share in term of the satisfaction now. Diver satisfaction ni dia pecah kepada 3. Number 1 on destination characteristic. Of course this one is beyond our control sebab they are looking on the underwater visibility, marine life, underwater scenery, water temperature. It's good for Malaysia because we are on the tropical area. The water temperature dah memang tak ada issue. And then of course we look a lot of statement by the academician, by the scholars. Memang dia akui on the Asia ni is the diving spot lah. Yep. Even I got my daughter who live in Boston. She also a diver. That day she called me, said she tried dive at the Atlantic Ocean. And then she said, what do you see? Only rock. The visibility only about 1 or 2 meters. And then she have to wear a full suit. 5 am. And then say, wow, it's not enjoying compared the last she dived dekat Tioman. So that is one on the diver satisfaction. Secondly, the aspect that they are looking at on the dive operator service. On dive operator service, the first yang dia tengok adalah your service quality. There's one. Secondly, they look at your boat facilities. Thirdly, they look at your safety. How do you handle the safety? Your equipment safety, how safe on the area and whatnot. And then fourthly, on the dive equipment. Yep. Whether your dive equipment ni up to date ke, ada buruk ke, tank busuk ke apa semua. And last but not least, they are looking at your staff. How friendly is your staff, the service. That is very important. Sebab if you look at the fact, scuba divers are repeat visitors.
Yes.
When you want them to come over and over again, of course service. Because you know, dia PL memang repeat visitors. And then in term of third area dia tengok adalah social interaction. So social interaction ni, dia look at the quality of social experience with other fellow divers. Okay, so that's why I'm giving you. It's very important how you handle your market segment or area. Don't mix. Contohnya, I've been stationed in Scandinavia for 4.5 years. So my market cover Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Finland, Iceland and whatnot. You never mix the Swedish diver and Finland diver. Same goes to you, between Malaysia and Indonesia. Never mix them together. Sebab apa? Of course, after they have been diving, and then let's say you stay in the small chalet lah. After makan, after you dah bercakap-cakap berkenaan dengan diving experience, there goes other punya topik. Sensitive topic. Normally let's say, macam Scandinavia ni dia sama juga macam Malaysia. Malaysia is talking down about Indonesia, Indonesia talking about down about Malaysia. Same goes to Danish. They're saying something funny thing about Swedish, funny thing about Finnish people. Same goes, vice versa. So you never mix them. So that's why it's very important. And then the other thing that you have to look into in terms of the culture. Culture between European and Asian, they are totally different.
Yes.
You cannot mix them.
Yeah.
Contoh, pasal makan pun cukup lah. The way how European eat, they are very ni kan.
Yeah.
And then you Asian, especially local kan, they take everything. Say, and then the European came, where's my food?
Yeah.
So that although benda tu kecil-kecil,